Oh, hi. I hear you have an assignment to do. You need to turn the how-to story you wrote in class into a digital story. But what are you going to use to do it with? Well, you're in luck. At the bottom of your screen in the dock of your MacBook is a tool you may have not noticed before. It's called GarageBand. It's simple to use and it only takes a few steps to get going. So, let's take a look. It's 3 easy steps to get going to building your digital story. First step, come down to GarageBand in the dock. It's a guitar. Open that up. You'll see all these new project symbols. You want to come to podcast. Choose podcast. That's your second step. Third step is to give your project a name. Once you have your title in, click Create. Now you're ready to create your digital story. Because you have already written your storyboard and have drawn and thought about the images you want to go along with your story, you have most of the work done to build a great digital story with GarageBand's enhanced podcast. So let's get going. First thing is to record yourself telling your story. It may take a few practices, but you can stop and listen to your recording as often as you want. To start the recording of your voice and your story, come to the bottom, there's a record button. Once you start it, you can record your story. Okay, once you have your voice track recorded, now you can start adding some pictures to go along with your story. I have collected some pictures in a folder and added them to my iPhotos so I can add them to my podcast now. You can do the same. Just like with recording your voice, this is an easy and simple process. You can just grab your pictures, move them over to the track. Once you have your pictures and your soundtrack connected and lined up, you can review your story by clicking on the podcast tracks. There's a little window there. Click on the play button and listen. Hi, welcome to my how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich story. Once you feel good about it, the next thing you can do is add a soundtrack. Adding sound or music to your GarageBand podcast is easy. Go to the bottom down near the left right-hand corner. There's a symbol here that is a loop. You click on it. It opens up some music. I like jingles. What I am going to pick is down here, and I want to test it. I think that'll go along with my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All you have to do is drag the music you want up into the track. And in this case, I'm putting it in the female voice track. It doesn't matter where you put it. Position it into place. Okay, once you have your music in place, you may notice it's a little bit long. But you can grab the end of it and push it back over. Make it a little bit longer than your podcast tracks. Another feature you can do is push this little down button. This allows you to come on this other track just below the music track. Put a couple of dots right near the end. You can adjust them, move them. And what you can do is make your music taper off. You can move it up and down so that as your podcast ends, your music fades out. Once you have your digital story finished on GarageBand, it's time to save it. First thing you have to do is go up to File, drop that down, tell it to save, jump over to Share, go to Export Podcast to Disk, leave the settings at AAC encoder. I've put mine at high quality, or you could do it as a spoken, but I think I'll leave mine at high quality. Leave the published podcast for 300 by 300 pixels. push on export. Make sure it has a title. Tell it where to go. In this case, we're going to the desktop, so we can use it. Click Save. And you have saved your podcast. Now you have saved your GarageBand podcast to your desktop, where it's ready to be used and shared. So, if you want to take a look, you right-click it, tell it to open with QuickTime Player, expand it, and push the play button.
Hi, welcome to my How to Make a Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich story. First thing you need to do is collect all the ingredients you need. Jar of peanut butter, jar of jelly, 2 pieces of bread, and a knife. First thing you need to do, put some peanut butter on one slice of bread. Then you need to put some jelly on the other slice of bread. Put the 2 together, cut the sandwich in half, or leave it whole. Lastly, enjoy eating your favorite or my favorite sandwich, peanut butter and jelly. Oh yeah, don't forget to clean up.
Well, there you have it. The basics at getting started using GarageBand to make your own digital stories. I am sure you'll become an expert at using it. It just takes a little practice, and maybe collaborating with other students or a teacher. Have fun with it.